Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to One Life on Earth. My name is Kevin, and today we're going to talk about the hike from the Waipio Valley to the Waimanu Valley. In our case, I went with my brother Michael and my cousin Tyler. We hiked all the way into the Waimanu Valley. We camped at the end for a day, and then we hiked all the way back out the next day. I'm going to tell you our story, how exactly we did it, and what you can expect on this hike. So zooming in here, once you're on the big island of Hawaii, you're going to be looking for your starting point. Head over to the Waipio Valley Lookout, and then right across the street here is where you can park your car. You can park your car there overnight for however many nights that you want to do your hike, totally free. What we did was we wrote a little note on our dashboard that said 3 of us were going on this hike and we expect to return this day. Just in case we hurt ourselves in the jungle and we can't make it back out, this little note might give someone notice to come look for us. This is where our hike started. We loaded up, got our backpacks on, our boots on, we got all ready to go. And then we started our hike straight down this super steep road here called Waipio Valley Road. A regular 2-wheel drive car definitely can't make it up this road. Not easily, that's for sure. And we didn't want to risk getting our rental car stuck down there and then having to pay for it to be towed out. And I don't think you can make it back up the road unless you have a nice 4-wheel drive car. So we hike all the way down this road here, and then you're gonna hike straight north down this road until you get to the Waipio Black Sand Beach. We walked across the beach, took off our boots to get across this river, and then put our boots back on the other side. The last thing you want is to get your boots soaking wet before this giant hike. That was a bad idea. So that's what we did. I was filming my brother walk around on this beach for a little bit, and one of the waves hit my boot and got one of my boots soaking wet, so I was pissed. And we started walking all the way west down the beach, and this is where the fun begins. You're gonna see a couple trail markers that tell you where to go. Basically what you're doing is going straight up this 3,000 foot cliff. The sun was blazing on us and it was really hot, and this is probably the hardest part of the hike. So if you can see this cliff here, it looks a lot smaller on Google Maps than it actually is. It's huge and very vertical, and you're gonna be doing zigzags straight up the mountain here, all the way until you get to the top. Once we did get to the top, it's more or less flat ground, but you're constantly weaving in and out and down and up these valleys all along the coast here. Valley after valley, in and out, up and down, all the way across until you reach the other valley. From the top here, we saw the Waimanu Valley. Super cool. Very few people make it this far. Most people stop at the Waipio Valley. So this area is way more remote. And out here in this valley, you're totally cut off from the outside world. I don't think there was any cell service of any kind. And there's no roads. There's no way to get here except for on foot or helicopter. Get to the chopper! So once we got to the top of this cliff, we reveled in the beautiful view, and then we hiked straight down. Hiking down is a little bit easier than going back up. We got to the beach floor here, took off our boots to cross this river again, and then we decided where we were gonna camp, which was right about here. We were setting up our tent, and literally the second that we got our tent set up, it started to pour rain. Cats and dogs. So once the cats and dogs started coming down, we hopped in our tent. The sun was still up, it wasn't that late. And then we just listened to the rain smashing against the tent. Let it rain! And then we didn't really know what to do the rest of the nights, and we were super tired. So we pretty much just hung out in the tent for a little while and then went to bed. All night, our tent pretty much flooded, so it was pretty darn uncomfortable. There's leaking water inside of the tent the whole night, just extremely uncomfortable and wet all night. We didn't have any sleeping bags or anything either. All we had was, we each had a little blanket that we stole from the airplane that we got in to Hawaii on. So we had a little blanket, and most of them were soaking wet by the morning. In the morning, it was still pouring rain, and I knew that I wanted to go explore one of these huge waterfalls that I saw on the map. But Tyler and Michael were still super tired, and all of our legs hurt really bad from the hike in, but I knew it was something I had to do, so I left without them. I walked straight down this way west, because this is all kind of swampland. You can't really walk through here, so I walked straight west to the other valley wall, and then through this rainforest right here for about a mile. Now during this hike, I saw wild boars. I picked up myself a boar stick just to fight them off with if I had to, and I walked a mile or two down through the rainforest, pouring rain, so it was super hard and slippery. There's no trail back there. Fighting off the boars and the water and the spiders, and I finally got to this epic waterfall right here. It was really hard to find, but all of a sudden, as I was walking through, I eventually started hearing this roar, the roar of the waterfall. It sounded like a freight train going through the mountains. And for me especially, this waterfall must have been 10 times more powerful than it usually is because it had been pouring rain all night and currently was still pouring rain. So I got up to it all alone, popped up my camera, and went to try and go in the pool down at the bottom. Just a huge pool of water blasting from the heavens, roaring out wind. Soaked my camera, but it still works, but it was just an awesome sight. I hiked back from the waterfall all along the valley again, met up with them in the tent. We ate our last can of Chef Boyardee, which was the food we decided to bring.
Oh, not tonight, sweetie. You've had chef every night this week.
That's all we had. We were very famished and did not bring enough food at all. We did not bring enough water either. We were pretty much completely out of food and water, but we still had to hike the 10 miles all the way back. The rain was dying down a little bit, but when we got out of our tent, we realized that this little stream here turned into a massive raging river. So much so that it almost flooded our tent away in the middle of the night. So then we had to cross this river. Super insane. I think even a news agency picked up this footage and started playing it. We all barely made it across the river.
Well done! Well done!
And then it was time to start our ascent up the cliff. Up another 3,000 foot wall, up the other side. Zigzagging up the cliff, back across all the valley ridges. The entire hike back, we had no food. We completely ran out of water. The only thing we had was Tyler had, in his mind of wisdom, he had brought a can of peanut butter. And we literally had to eat this jar of peanut butter with our hands because we were starving. We almost couldn't walk anymore. We were so hungry. Over this whole week that we were in the Big Island of Hawaii, we were filming an insanely epic video of all the most untouched places that we could think of and explore. So make sure to check that out. I'll put that at the end of this video. And until next time, I will see you guys later.